The next talk between lunch and um, is just for lunch is designing games for Steam audience. We have Satyajit Chakraborty from Flying Robot Studios.
Okay, how are you guys? You're doing fine? So, uh, designing games for Steam audience. Okay, right. So, let's see. Mm, I'm Satyajit Chakraborty. I'm founder of Flying Robot Studios. I'm a kind of solo developer, like many of you over here. This is a solo game studio. I hire a lot of freelancers and have an intricate system of managing projects and all. But there is no other employee than me in my studio. So also I founded SIV Games in 2023. It's a very ambitious but a very small indie publishing startup. We have lots of dreams. I'll come back to it later. But I've been to many spaces, like in mobiles and all, and some awards had been kind of collected by my studio. Uh, and now I'm kind of settled in PC and console space. I'm kind of advocating for that in this whole presentation. And I'm not associated with any Steam in any way. I just love the space, and I am kind of biased to that than other spaces. So I'm putting my reasons to that throughout the slides, and also hopefully you will take something from this whole presentation to actually start off with something right away without requiring too much funds or too much anything, and with a very small capacity also. Let's see. Now, Steam, you have all known. There are other stores like that. This whole technique that I'm going to tell you over here goes for any kind of stores like PC game stores like Epic Games is a very good store, and also GOG, if you have heard of that. What I'm kind of focusing on is kind of getting into PC space, PC gaming space, and what it needs to kind of get a break over there. So let's start. Steam is kind of different. Steam is vastly different than mobile space. I've just jotted down a little bit over here. You can see that. Steam relies on algorithms, community recommendation, curated list, an intricate system, and also, but mobile, compared to mobile is very much driven by ASO and paid user acquisition. It's a huge cost, if you can understand. It requires a lot of money to actually get the ball moving. Steam, you don't require that. Steam, mostly, most of the games are paid games, one-time purchases, DLCs, seasonal sales. It's a well-curated system where even if you don't go for a huge marketing push, you will get traction. But in mobile, most of the models are freemium models with IAPs, subscriptions, ads. Steam generally doesn't work on like that, but there are freemium models working on Steam as well. But most of the indie games, particularly, they are paid games, one-time free premium games. And in Steam, the most of the emphasis is on features, sales, community events, and you get directly engaged with your players. They suggest you stuff. They kind of design a part of your game mostly. What happened to me at least. But mobile, you require a lot of money. At least I gathered that. And social media marketing is very important as well. Uh, for a solo indie, actually, there are many challenges. I know them firsthand. One of the challenges to actually make your game visible, and also like how to make it visible without spending a lot into marketing. We don't have much of money to actually spend in marketing, so we fail in marketing in a big way. So but without a lot of money in our hand, there are very little hope to actually make a good way into mobile without having a lot of to spend in marketing and user acquisition. But in Steam, it's a little bit different story. There are ways to actually push your marketing, spend marketing, but it's not entirely dependent on that. So in Steam, there are the behavior of the players are very different as well. The expectations and the whatever you can say, they are very different as well. So I'll be jotting down a little bit, like if you want to get into Steam and PC games, what can work? What works on Steam actually? First of all, AAA. AAAs are mostly on Steam and console. So high-end visuals, cutting-edge graphics. This is mostly outside the arena of indie devs because the thing is like it requires a lot of, what do you say, very much expertise in different phases, different areas. But right now what is happening is indies are getting into AAAs as well. There are indie AAAs and they are making their mark on that. Now, this I'm kind of leaving out, but this works on Steam. All the beautiful games are on Steam at AAAs. This works on Steam. There is another thing you can go for, which works on Steam, is high concept games. These are like games with very much narrative-driven horror or something like that, thought-provoking adventures, which have a very unique twist to them, and they kind of work on Steam. You can have like Life is Strange or something like that. These are very uniquely proposed, and they have a good community over there. Now you have addictive gameplay as well. People who are coming from mobile space, and if you are very experienced into designing F2P games, free-to-play games, and you have that expertise, you can take that expertise into Steam and making addictive gameplay as well. And if you can, if you want that, you can do that. And there are many games which have a very nice gameplay loop and very addictive gameplay loop. People have to stick to that. But you have to be a very good F2P designer for that. This is my favorite, indefinitely deep games. These are system-driven games. Now, the thing is like, as an indie, why am I kind of advocating for this? As an indie, narrative games requires a lot of, what do you say, writing and lot of content over there. Like you have to make levels after levels after levels, and if you are kind of spending a lot of time into making those levels, the players can whoosh to these levels in like 5 minutes and so. So it's actually a bad proposition for an indie to go for a narrative-driven adventure because it requires a lot of effort and a lot of time. In this case, like this system-driven game, this simulation, factory building, base building, roguelikes, management games, there is a lot of replayability over there, and without actually spending too much into the development. So this is a way out for actually the indies. I generally think so. There is another thing which is called fast follow. Now you can actually capitalize on the current trends on what is happening on Steam. And if you understand the design, it's very important to understand the design first. If you understand the design of the game, you can actually make a better version of that game, and people won't say that it's a copy or something like that. If it's better, if it's kind of more, the UX is something better than the pioneering game or something like that. I'll give you an example. Now, these are the list where you can actually take a bite at Steam and make a PC game and run with it. So, what doesn't work on Steam? First of thing is the poor quality benchmark. Now, poor quality doesn't work. The game has to be tested. It shouldn't be a shovelware, poorly executed asset trips or something like that. So you have to be very much like the quality has to be at par your competitor. That is the thing. Now the competitors are have a high quality benchmark over there. But don't worry, I'll give you a kind of idea if you how to hack Steam over there and get something going, even if you don't have too much of experience in building very high quality games or something like that. Yeah, it's take time to hone a craft. I'm very much advocate of like it takes time to actually learn anything, learn to make games or something like that. Now, how to actually uh, earn while you learn this thing? Nobody will be paying you for like the amateur stuff, right? Now, there is a way out. There is a way out. I'm coming to that. I'm giving like a little bit of roadmap, what you can do actually right now, and why is that? I think every indie developer over here should start with a horror game. Why horror game? YouTubers love horror game. They will play it, and it's a very emotion generating game. People get frightened and they love that. And also like the horror games are very easy. You can get away with like it mostly like happens in a dark or something like that. People running around like a Blair Witch project or something like that. Yeah, you can compare it to the indie films as well. The low budget indie films are mostly like the horror films like Blair Witch project. Now, have you actually heard of Blair Witch project? Yeah, yeah, okay. So you can compare that with it. Now, have you heard of this latest game that came from an indie dev called Kamla on Steam? That's a nice story, actually. That's a nice way to begin with. Yeah, you can do that. It's not going to make you millions, but it will get you some money to actually give you the traction to make the next game. And if you go for the actually and nitpicking on Kamla, you will see like errors in modeling and stuff like that everywhere. But it works on horror games. Nobody cares for that in horror games. So, and also with short playtime, the playtimes are very much of a challenge for an indie dev to actually get a big playtime, a large playtime, long playtime with a small budget. You can get away with short playtimes as well with horror games. Even 1 hour horror games works actually. And you can actually start and finish a horror game while you're working on your studio, in your office, or your freelancing projects. You should absolutely do a horror game. Now, what about those people who are kind of more inclined to actually making like a programming driven game? You can start with it next. This is another kind of proposal from me, like do a solo card management. If you understand solo card management game is a relatively new genre. Have you played Cultist Simulator? Anybody? No? Cultist Simulator? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You like that game? Yeah. Whatever you like that. Whatever.
Acha.
Yeah.
I've still not been able to figure out what the game is about exactly. I've just played it for like 3 or 4 hours because it has such abstract concept about how you put the cards into perspective. It's your own way of understanding what this card does in the entire loop.
Yeah.
And that's the fact that I like about it. You have to understand by that by playing it. There's a lot less tutorial in that sense. There's a lot of lore that they'll try to push towards you, but more of you sort of through the gameplay. And it is that way that you can understand sort of what's happening.
Yeah, it's a good game actually. It's a good game, and it's been designed by two guys. One of the guys is actually from Kolkata. He's kind of originated from Kolkata. We made that guy he came over there and made in a small meetup and all. You
Uh,
can catch him.
the original studio is by a couple, right? Two of them
Yeah,
from Europe somewhere.
yeah. He's in Europe right now in Germany, but he was from Kolkata in originally. I think I forgot the name of that person, but he was. Anyways, but you can catch them up with our Discord server in Kolkata game developers. So why am I advocating? Cultist cinema is like a very new genre, and what happened over there? I'm giving a very nice trick, very nice secret to actually break in into making some money on Steam. Okay, if you just listen to me little nicely over here. Now the pioneer of this genre was Cultist Simulator. It was fast followed by a game called Stacklands. Now, Stacklands made the UX little bit more smoother, more user friendly, and with the same game loop, same everything. And they made a lot of money more than actually the Cultist Simulator. Now, many other indies are following that, like Witch Hand and all. People are not saying that it's a stupid cloner or something like that. They are playing it, they are paying it, and it's nice actually because you don't need a very big team to pull away this game. You see, look at the Cultist Simulator. You need a good like 2D cards, 2D art. You can do that, right? Now, this is a nice place to start also to actually see how resource management games work. I worked on my game called Tea Garden Simulator. It's a hell kind of to actually understand the design, understand how to get it working in a proper way, and to balance it. This can be a nice place to start, and also like these games are replayable, highly replayable. They have a high median time of gameplay, and Steam loves that. The Steam algorithm loves it. You will push it, and it will result more sales. So these two things, this. What do you say, this horror game, you can do it. A solo card management game, you can do it. Even a one person can do it. 1% team can make such a game if they want to within 6 months of time. And while working on a full-time job. And this won't be requiring a huge budget for marketing because you have Steam events like Next Fest and all. The amount of visibility you will be getting with a horror game from Steam Next Fest will be enough for you to start off. And so, you think about it. You give it a thought, a deep thought, like, okay, what happened to Kamla? Talk with that developer. Talk with the developer of this Cultist Simulator. If you want to get in touch with him, I can put you in touch with this particular person. So this is my small thing. I'm a very small fry. I run a solo studio over here. I know the challenges that you're facing. Everybody is facing over here to actually trying to make something, but overwhelmed by what it actually requires to make it big on gaming, making your own game rather than working for a company. Now, let us get into some interaction. Okay, so if you are up to, you can ask me anything about if you want to develop games, if you want to, whatever confusions you're having, whatever doubts you're having. Anybody? Yeah?
Questions? Yeah.
Sir, I'm Sujal. I would like to talk to you about a game called Choo Choo Charles that was developed by Two Star Games. It was indie, but it's taken him a long time to build that level of a game. And like I think many of the things of that games are balanced, and he was quite serious about the game, and it's taken him around, I think, more than 2 years. I don't exactly know, but so you have said it takes 6 months. So I think how like it has taken him around more than 2 years. So how we can be built in 6 months?
No. Not every game can be done with 6 months, but you can pull away with a horror game with ready-made assets that won't be actually matter in a horror game within 6 months. That I'm kind of advocating for. Don't spend 2 years. Don't spend 2 years for anything, whatever. It becomes such a burden afterwards. It becomes a lot of issues. Try to make small games and what works, and with a small playtime, you can get away with small playtime with horror games. I absolutely advocate for that. People will play that. YouTubers will play that with whatever bad graphics, whatever it is. If you manage to have some kind of moments of like frightening and horror and all, they will play, and you will pull it kind of be able to make it within a very short time, not 2 years. It doesn't require 2 years. If you get going, and you'll be, if you, even if you work it on part time or in weekends, maybe it will take a little bit more. But don't spend. I won't be suggesting to spend anything beyond 1 year for your first game, because it becomes a very much of a burden. Anyway, any other questions?
The question. Also try UEFN and stuff like the Roblox and all that. You can,
Yeah.
I know, really, because
Yeah.
UGC, it's
Yeah.
the next big thing. You can start creating stuff. I mean, just dabble, put a game there, see what you can do with it. Question here, pass in the front. This passing the parcel is very good. Pass the parcel.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
My name is Rakesh Bhardwaj. I'm from Chhattisgarh, and
Come on.
I want to become a game programmer.
Okay.
So my question is that, I have made already 2 games at a beginner level, but it's happened like as a game programmer, my users say that your design is not quite good, but mechanics is good. So my question is that, should I build a team, as I'm a solo developer? So should I build a team for such a person who can design my game, or should I learn UI and UX design?
Okay. Now, the thing is like, what kind of game can you make of your own?
Hyper casuals, mobile games and web-based
Do
games.
you love those games to play actually when you're kind of just playing games? That is
Yes, as well also, sir, same like Temple Run,
yeah.
endless
Okay.
games.
You love those games to play actually, right?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Now, hyper casuals, let's talk about that. The hyper casuals, why do you think you have to kind of look? The thing is like, most of the game designers in video game industry, most of the game designers, you'll be finding like they're programmers as well, because like it's not like you can design and not test it right away. Doesn't work. You have to do something and test it right away. It's not like I have this idea in mind and you're telling a programmer many of the things will be getting lost in translations. So it works if you're both a designer and a programmer. So if you want to think yourself as a designer, you have to just play those games that you love and see what the tricks they're using to actually make you stick to that game. They have very addictive loop over there. Now what is happening over there? Now regarding that design part, you need to figure it out. It's not a big deal about it. Just you need to figure it out analytically what is happening. What exactly is going into the system and what is exactly coming into the system, how the thing is running into a loop, and also like keeping me into the game. Just analyze that. From that perspective, you are a game designer. Game designer doesn't require a actually big degree or something like that. Everybody can be that. Now regarding the art you can hire freelancers over there.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. Hyper casuals is not that generation which is very much art heavy, right? You can get away with different levels of art, and you can have designers, kind of artist working for you. It's absolutely you can do that. For hyper casual, you can do it on your own. Absolutely. And also like test it. Because it's a mobile game, so you'll be just release it, test it in different platforms. There are asset packs as well. You can use that. And hyper casual is a very indie friendly genre. You can get started right away. I'll advocate for that. I'll push everybody for to actually make their game of their own. That is, you can do it right now. Just take the step forward and you can do it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, we can take more questions. Lunch is just being kept ready. So
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Myself, Rasmin Sahu, working at Gaurav Go Technology as a game developer. I have some question like we have also Epic community to ask our questions and Steam community like and where any other websites we can ask our questions because all the heroes are not in the Epic community or the Steam community and all the developer not really to get a single error. We also get multiple randomized errors. So how can we solve that? And any website or something we get reference by any random errors like that.
I don't know if I can understand your your question. Like you want to have play testers or something like that, right?
Yes, we have testing
Players.
our games and
Players.
getting some
Players.
bugs, but we also ask an epics and solved by our team also.
Yeah.
But somewhere bugs the already have, but we don't know about also not any reference for that in epics community also. So what should we do?
Look, the thing is like, how are you testing your games? If you can mind.
We have also a closed beta testing. So our it's a limited beta testing. So the testers are report the bugs and we solve that. And there are limited bugs though as we don't get any idea or reference for that. There are unique bugs like sometimes कुछ जो randomly आ जाते हैं.
Look, I think you're concerned about like if the players will actually love the game also.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So even if the bug testers are working or something like, you're not getting the confidence that okay, bugs are there, bugs are not, but if the players will love the game or not, or something like that.
Yes.
So as an indie developer, I solved this problem by actually hiring third-party testers who are actually gamers. But you have a point over there. Testers are testers. They play a game from a perspective, and players are players who purchase your game and expect a good product from you. So testers will be playing it to actually find something. Players will be playing from a layman's perspective, and they will be reacting to that. So what works over here to actually try to build up a community. You have your own Discord or something?
Yes.
So try to build up a community and have testing groups over there. And let them play and, if possible, video record it over there. And you will understand what they're struggling with, what they're liking or not liking, whatever is happening. Rather than having a tester, they will play it differently, very differently. A player plays a game very differently. They have paid for it. And if they don't like it, they will not stick to it. They will just uninstall it or something like that. So for that reaction, you'll need actual players. They cannot replace, the QA people cannot replace actual players for that. So try to build up a community from Facebook, whatever social media, whatever, pull them into your Discord server and get this tester, actual players playing your game. So you'll be getting a much better feedback for your game.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
thank you. Actually, also to add to that, there are a lot of Discord groups. There are a lot of Discord groups like GameDev.in and stuff in India, which has a lot of like older and younger developers from across the country. You can just go there, put out a game, ask people to check it, and people are willing to give real-time feedback. Like I told you earlier, the community, like you can reach out to anybody, man, and just join a bunch of these groups. Like
we have a group over here in Kolkata called Kolkata Game Developers. As a Discord group. Lots of developers, testers are there. So feel free to join in over there.
Just ask Satyajit and he'll give you the coordinates.
We can give you access to that.
I'm saying just join a bunch of groups and just interact with the community. That's the best feedback you'll get, and that's will also help you build your brand as well.
Yes, and there are very good designers as well over there, game designers. For example, in your first stage of testing, first stage when you are prototyping and all, the problem with the thing is like we India are very cash stripped. We don't want to invest a lot in arts and make a good product first and then push into play testing. Our first products are very rough, like prototypes with like placeholders and stuff like that. We are dying to actually get feedback on that. The actual players won't be caring for those placeholder-based games, the prototypes. They won't be playing it. Only the game designers or developers who are kind of having a very knack to actually helping others will be playing those kind of stuff, those prototypes, and give you actual feedback. Look, okay, this is what's going wrong, and that can save you a lot of money, rather than investing a lot of thing in arts and asset and making a vertical slice or something. Okay, so having a community is key. You can have all of my games are built by community. So they lend a helping hand in fixing bugs, finding bugs. In my Steam game, Tea Garden Silver, I get all the time, okay, this is not happening. This is a bug. Those players are have a much higher success rate than QA testers. So build a community. Community is what will kind of drive you in your indie game journey. Anything else?
Anything else? Anything else? I think that's it. So we're around. Keep asking, keep looking, keep seeking, and there's lunch on the way. Yeah. Thank you. We'll see you back in the next 1 hour.
Thank you.
We've got a few sessions. We've got a few really interesting panel discussions as well. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Satyajit, like always.